All right, we have a small and mighty group. So welcome everyone to ORG 050, the CAT Essentials, Streamlining Catalog Edits and Approvals. If you don't already know me, my name is Wendy Varela, and I serve as the Senior Director of Faculty Development at CTEL. On my side gig, I am filling in for AVP Parker while the college transitions to the new student information system. I'm serving as her backfill and working alongside the curriculum services team. Really looking forward to the session. Just want to give you a heads up. We probably won't take the full hour. This is going to be relatively short, but we will be around at the end of the session should you have any specific questions related to your particular pages or your respective areas. So I'm going to now turn it over to my colleague, Ariel.
Hi everyone, my name is Ariel. I'm the executive assistant here for curriculum services. I'm also, if you have any questions about general catalog stuff, you can always reach out to me. And I am going to hand it off to Jean.
Thank you. Hello everyone, good afternoon. My name is Jean O'Brien, CTE Curriculum Specialist, and I am backfilling for Tiffany Goins, who works on programs. And I will now hand over to Candice.
Hello, everyone. My name is Candice Saw, and I am one of two curriculum analysts handling course changes in the curriculum service department. And so stepping into our session today, I'm going to give you a brief overview of what we'll be covering. We're going to start today's session with pretty much discussing the best practices of making effective catalog edits. Then we're going to move into understanding the catalog workflow from beginning to end. We're then going to cover the approval process. And then lastly, we're going to talk about some critical timelines to ensure that we have timely updates. Wendy? So for those of you who don't know what CourseLeaf Cat is, it is a curriculum management system, and it's designed to streamline the academic catalog and enhance the editing process. We use this tool to efficiently manage the academic catalog and to ensure the accuracy, consistency, and accessibility of information. It is very important for us as page owners to understand how this tool works so we can maintain an up-to-date and comprehensive catalog. A page in a catalog may have multiple page owners, and because of this, it's very important to collaborate amongst yourself and your fellow page owners. So I'm going to hand it over to Jean, and she's going to pretty much cover the workflow process.
Thank you, Candice. Now we'll take a look at page owners' interactions. There are three things you need to bear in mind. One, the importance of communication. Two, identifying key page owners and engagement strategies. Effective communication with page owners is vital in the editing workflow. You need to understand who the key editors are, their roles, and how to engage them during the catalog editing process. Next, please. Next slide, please. So navigating the workflow, you need to understand the catalog editing workflow is essential for successful edits. And this section will explain the key steps and editors' interactions involved in the workflow process. A workflow is where users go to submit all edits. It then progresses through a predefined sequence of approval steps. And at each stage, designated individuals review and approve the edits before the information is finalized and published in the catalog. The process also shows the current status of the workflow, including who is currently reviewing and what stage the proposal is at. It also sends automated email notifications to each approver when it's their turn to act on the changes. So if you review your pages and you have absolutely no changes or updates, you still need to start the workflow. Let me repeat. If you review your pages and you have absolutely no changes or updates, you still need to start your workflow. Next slide, please. So before you get started, you can have multiple page owners on a page, but they need to coordinate who will edit what content and when. Also need to remember to click OK once you are finished with your section. Also, it is very important to decide who will start the workflow. So when you have multiple editors, for example, you have to ensure there are established deadlines for editing. The first person will start the edit. The second person will go in and make their changes or updates. And then the last person will start the workflow. And once the workflow has been started, you will get an email. And the email looks like that. That's the one circled in red. And you'll also see a note that says, for questions or information regarding this email, please reply to this email, which is Curriculum Services. So if you have any problems, you can contact us directly. And I'll now hand over to Wendy. Thank you.
Thanks, Jean. So a couple of things we want you to bear in mind. We are on a relatively tight deadline, and we are at the discretion of, we're at the mercy of the vendor. So initially we had hoped to have the catalog ready for editing on Monday the 3rd, which is what was stipulated or noted in your email that was sent out a few weeks ago. So now that's been pushed back to February the 10th. So should that change, we will communicate that with you, but for now, the tentative date where you'll be able to go in and make the edits is the 10th. And to ensure that we adhere to the timeline and that it all goes through appropriately, we want to make sure that all of the edits go through the entire workflow no later than March 14th. So I love this one source of truth comment from Karen. So just thinking about the content on your catalog page, and if you do happen to have a web page on our college website, you want to make sure that the content is consistent throughout. You don't necessarily want to be saying one thing in the catalog and then not looking at your current Broward College page as well, just to make sure that you are current and you have a consistent verbiage in both areas. And a couple just best practices. So first, we really recommend that you set up an Outlook rule for all of the incoming CourseLeaf emails. We recognize, if you're anything like me, you have a black abyss that is an inbox. So just creating a folder that sends those emails directly to that folder, maybe in an unread mailbox, so you can kind of keep those at eye level. And then also when you are editing your page, make sure that you're checking for broken links, right? Especially now that we've converted over from SharePoint, a lot of pages have changed. So you want to make sure that you are checking for broken links, and you want to make sure that you're maintaining consistency in the formatting, right? You don't necessarily want to start changing the font or increasing font size. You want to make sure that it's kept consistent to what it is currently listed. And then now I'm going to hand it over to Ariel, and she's going to demonstrate the editing process.
All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen with you guys. Perfect. Okay, so everyone on the call, you guys are considered page owners. Congratulations. So you would have received an email like this, and we've made it easy for you guys to, all you have to do is click the link that we provided in your email. So everyone has a different link. That link would lead you right over to the page that you are an owner of. So say I click the link, and this is my page that I'm going to edit. And just so you guys know, this is a test site. So if this is your actual page, don't worry, I'm not editing it. So once you get onto the page, you're going to go in this top left-hand corner where it says Edit Page. You're going to click on it, and then a box is going to come up for you to log in. You're just going to use your one login information. So let me go ahead and log in. Give me 1 second. Perfect. So once you are logged in, you would see this toolbar come up at the top. That's how you know you're logged in. So you're just going to go and review your page. Look through it. If you have nothing that needs to be edited and you are the only person that's a page owner, you're going to come down here to this green button and click where it says Start Workflow. So that will push the page forward to the next person that needs to approve it. Now, if you have multiple people that are page owners, and the way you would know is in that email that was sent out, if there's multiple people that it was addressed to, that means your page has multiple page owners. So you would just need to figure out who's in charge of what section of the page and decide who's going to be the first person to edit, second person, third person, and whoever the last person is, they will be the one to click Start Workflow. So say we want to go ahead and edit this page right here, final grades. You know, these are no longer considered passing per se. So we're going to go ahead and edit that on the page. So actually, let me cancel really quick. You're going to hit this button right here that says Edit Page with the pencil next to it. And it's going to bring up a pop-up. If a pop-up didn't come up, you will need to make sure that you guys don't have like the pop-ups blocked on your browser. Okay, so if your page has like a table like this, you will need to double click it to edit. If it doesn't have a table, it's just words like this. You could just go ahead and put the cursor there and just type away or delete whatever you need to do. So let's say I want to edit my table. I'm going to double click on it and I'm going to click where I need to edit. So let's say these are now considered failures. And then I'm going to want to edit the C, make C plus an average. And if I want to add a new row, I just press new row. And I'm going to do C minus 1. And then if you need to move it up, you just go right over here to move up, move down, whatever you need to do. And then to save this, you're going to press OK. So once I click OK, you can see here we made the changes. And if you ever need to go back and edit it again, you just, again, double click it, fix whatever you need to fix, and then press OK. And then if I want to edit down here, I'll just go ahead and type whatever needs to be typed. Look through, make sure everything's correct, grammar's correct. And the important thing is the OK button at the bottom is basically your save button. So I'm going to click OK. And then everything has been saved. You see test in here, and then our updates to the grades. Now, if you have multiple page owners, once you hit the OK button, it saves your part. So you just hit OK and then you're done. And you tell whoever the next person is, you're done editing, they could go on and edit their portion of the page.
Ariel, it's
Yeah.
Alexa. So, can people be kind of editing at the same time or no? Because I think I'm on a page that has multiple page owners.
That is a great question. I'm not sure if it will allow you to edit at the same time, but what I
You're
do,
saying like, but basically, if there's multiple page owners, like I could go in, I hit OK, it saves my part. That whoever makes their changes, and then whoever, once we've decided that everyone has done their part, right? Then we can choose one person to click Start Workflow, correct?
yes. So what
Okay.
I recommend you do is before you even start doing the edits, I will like create like a quick meeting and you
Yeah,
say,
with those
hey,
people.
yeah, and to be like, hey, I'm gonna do my edits on this specific day. And then Jean, you could do your edits on this specific day. And
Okay,
then that way we don't run into the issue if you guys doing it on at the same time.
okay. And then you guys, I believe, just to re-clarify, you guys said that this will open to start doing that on February 10th.
Yes.
Okay,
We hopefully it will be ready February 10th. We're waiting for on the vendor for
confirmation.
the okay. Yes.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fine.
So once you're done with all of your edits, you're just gonna go over here and click Start Workflow. And then at the bottom here, you'll see the workflow. It says like the next person it will go to for this page would be the AVP of the registrar's office. So it will go into her mailbox. And let me show you guys how that will look. Did it come up? Do you guys see like my email?
We
I
see the
see your
little pop-up
email.
for your
Yeah.
It's
Outlook.
not coming up. Okay. Let me see.
When you click on it, maybe it goes to another screen and you have to drag it over, maybe.
There we go. Okay, so this is what's gonna come up in her email.
Okay,
So you could be able to see for your pages who the next person is in the workflow, and you could just send them a quick team chat like, hey, I did the edits for the catalog. It's in your inbox now. And all they have to do is click on, let me show you. This link right here, Jean talked about it earlier. This is the email they would get, and they would just click on the link here in the red circle, and it brings them right over to that page. So once they review it, all they have, and there's no edits to be made, everything looks good to them. All they have to do is click on the green button in the right-hand side. And that's it. Once they approve it, it goes on to the next person. But if they reviewed it and see, oh, there's something that's misspelled or grammar's incorrect here, they can click on the blue edit button and they'll be able to do the same edits that we just did. And then they'll hit the save button and it'll be good. Now, if they see that there's a lot of edits that need to be done or it's in a section that's not theirs, they could send it back to an individual person. So that would be this red button in the middle. It's called the rollback button. So they would click on that and a box will come up with them to choose who they want to send it back to. And then they just click the person's name and write a quick message here for them on why they're sending it back. And then you just click on the rollback button and it will send it to that person. Now, important thing to remember is if you're going to send something back to someone, they're going to make their edits and it's going to start the workflow again. So the person approving the pages, they're going to get another email. So they need to be on the lookout for that email to approve it again. And that is essentially it for catalog edits. Does anyone have any questions?
I think I'm good. I think we've done this before, but it's been a little while, right?
Yes, because this normally happens like once a year. So,
Okay, yeah, because I was like, I feel like CourseLeaf sounds familiar.
hmm
I feel like I've done it before, but it's been a while.
Thank you, Ariel. And yeah, as Alexis mentioned, it's not something that we do often. It's going to be once a year, and I think with it's still a relatively new tool. So, admittedly, we're still learning all of the nuances and kinks of the tool as well. But just to bring it back and conclude the session. So, the catalog, we're hoping, crossing our fingers and our toes, that it'll be ready for editing on the 10th. And all edits must go through the workflow by March 14th. And just a couple of additional important things. So as Ariel mentioned, you want to make sure that you are collaborating with all of your respective page owners and that you have the correct page owners associated with each of the pages. So we recognize that folks have left or folks have been promoted or moved on to other positions. So we want you to refer to that email that was sent from Curriculum Services to ensure that everyone who is a page owner for your respective page is listed. If they're not, then please feel free to reach out to curriculumservices@broward.edu and let us know who needs to be added. Again, if you don't have any edits, your page is perfect as is, you still have to start the workflow. Reminder to keep your page and formatting consistent and adhering to the deadline. And we are all available to help you. Here is our contact page. We're also going to share this PowerPoint and we'll share a job aid for how to set up the Outlook rule that we talked about. And we'll also share all of our contacts. So please, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. We are more than happy to assist. And then we'll just leave it open now to just, if you have any general questions, maybe you have something relevant to your page. You have us for another 30 minutes.
I'm good.
I'm good too.
Yeah.
Mine's pretty
Okay.
simple.
And if I need you, I can just walk across the hall.
That's true.
Yes.
It's very rare that someone can say that.
Exactly.
And Kevin, I think your page, I don't know that you have multiple editors, but I'm on Central Campus. So if you ever want to just come over to Building 17, I'm available to help, or we can always just meet and Teams. And Antonio, I know that you joined a little late, but if you have any questions or there's areas that need clarification, please let us know.
You replied in the chat.
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Okay. So we want to be respectful of your time and we're giving you back 33 minutes.
Don't tell anyone.
So feel free to please reach out with any questions or concerns. We're here to help.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, it is pretty simple.